So it's the middle of winter here in mid Wales, and got my winter bike here. I'm going to go through 5 things which I think are really important and will benefit anyone who rides their bike all through winter. Okay, so first up, Dynamo hub, and specifically with Dynamo light. Anyone who rides, especially in the dark, I'm quite new to a Dynamo hub. Moved to it this winter and finding it absolutely fantastic. This model is a Son with a K-Light road light version, and it's nice to know that you don't have to charge your lights when you go out. Just head out and you've got light. I'm going to do another video in a bit more detail on this. This will also charge as well. It will charge a light or any devices, although that's not plugged up just at the moment. But overall, I think a Dynamo on a winter bike is a nice addition. Next up, Tubeless Tires. I've been a big fan of Tubeless. Come from the mountain bike world where everyone uses Tubeless, and it's been a much slower adoption on the road for most people. Specifically for a winter bike, it just means that you can run lower pressures, which should in theory give you more grip, and also a lower risk of punctures, especially from thorns and things like that. When you've got hedge cutting and stuff going on, these should make it better or less likely to get a puncture. Still carry a tube, still carry everything I would if I was running tubes, just in a saddlebag on the back. So still carry a spare tube and a gas canister and things you need to pump it up should you have a puncture still. But especially for a winter bike, these are really good. Only slight downside is most of the tyres that you get are not winter specific. So these are Schwalbe Pro ones, so they're effectively a road race tyre. The only downside is they're likely to wear out slightly faster. The compounds and things will be fine. If anything, they'll give you more grip than a winter tyre, so it should be softer, but they're less likely to last as long as a winter tyre. Continental GP 5000 in particular, fantastic tyre, but it's quite thin, so it wears out quite quickly. So if you were to use that in the winter, yeah, you might wear it out over the course of one winter. Next up, maybe a controversial one, Di2. The reason I think Di2 is brilliant is it just means that you don't have crap in your cables, and you're not having to change your cables and having gears that don't change, especially in the winter when you're getting wet, water, salt, grime inside the cables. These are absolutely fantastic. Now you might think, oh well, they're really expensive, why would I put them on a winter bike? Well, if you play it right, you can actually put a system together really cheap. So I picked these shifters up. These are the original type shifters that Shimano brought out with Di2 with hydraulics. Picked them up even with a flat mount caliper on eBay for 100 quid for a pair. Wire that up, batteries internal, junction box. I think I've got a Ultegra RX Di2 on the back with an Ultegra front shifter. I think this whole setup probably cost me less than £400 to put together, which is, you know, half the price of an Ultegra group set that you can find now. So it can be done, and that included the brakes obviously. It can be done, and this is, I think, a really big addition to a winter bike. Hassle free, just charge your battery every couple of months even, and you've got gears that shift perfectly no matter what the weather, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. So that's a big plus from me. Okay, next one, mud guards. Although this might be the top for some people, if you ride in a group and do a lot of group riding, I'd say this is the most important thing for a winter bike. Just means that you keep everyone else dry as well as you keep yourself dry. But for me, especially fully fixed mud guards, these are Kinesis fend-off guards. Just really good. It keeps you clean. Then by keeping you clean and dry, it keeps you warmer, and it keeps the bike a bit better as well. These will fit quite a fat tyre, and they fit on the frame, so they don't make a sound, and they're not moving about. Some of the ones that you fit, the temporary ones that you fit to other bikes, they can move about, make a noise, they rub, and they're a bit of a pain. Well, they're better than nothing. But if you can fit proper full mud guards, it's a really good idea. These ones, also what I've done is just put a strip of reflective tape on the back, just for a little bit more visibility in the dark. And then front, it's clipped on, you know, you got the mount there, and that keeps your feet a lot drier. So my top part that I would recommend any winter bike has is disc brakes. It's not just because of the power. Yes, you will get slightly better power. The main reason why this is good for a winter bike is because it means you don't have to change your rims all the time. In the old time, with rim brakes, if you're doing a lot of miles, you'd get through a set of wheels every winter, and okay, you get a set of cheap wheels, and you use them one winter and chuck them away. But when you've got disc brakes, I mean, these are new wheels for me, and with the Dynamo, I'm hoping that these will last 10-15 years. You know, they should just go on and on and on. Whereas rim brakes, I was going through a set of wheels every year. You also get better braking. It's more predictable. Anyone who says they're too powerful is just rubbish. You've got more modulation, you've got more control. These are Shimano flat mounts, and they're pretty good. The SRAM are probably slightly better in performance, but a hydraulic disc brake is better than any rim brake in winter weather. In the summer, there's probably less between it, but if you're out in horrible winter conditions, I don't think anyone should be buying a bike without disc brakes now. They've become a lot more acceptable. Most of pro peloton are using them, and yeah, I've been a huge advocate of disc brakes for years and years, and now finally I think they're starting to catch on and people are starting to accept them. Any downsides? Well, they can squeal. Doesn't really bother me too much. How you'd stop it, there are some ways that you can try and stop it, but ultimately it will squeal a bit, and sometimes it'll rub and you hear it rub, but reality is it's not going to make any difference to your speed. It's not going to slow you down at all. You can just hear it. So yeah, very slight negatives, but overall the positives are massive, and I'd recommend anyone who's got a bike that they're using through the winter as disc brakes.